Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but ye shall be saved out of it. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessing, and safety to all the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is the brother Hadabyar from the GMS Toronto camp, coming back at you with another one. You know, that time is approaching. You know, the time of Jacob's trouble. You know, where we will, where we're gonna have to endure. You know, where we're gonna be faced, and when I mean where, I'm talking to Jake. You know, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives. You know, and but but overall, first and foremost, the elect. You know, the hopeful elect out there. You know, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Flock. Yeah, it's for the elect, because it's for the elect's sake. You know, while those days are gonna be shortened. You know, so the time of Jacob's trouble. We're gonna go through it, but we're gonna be saved as long as we endure. Keep that integrity, stay humble, do not lose faith. And ultimately do not take that mark. Don't take the MOTB, and trust solely in the divine power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because it's gonna be a crazy time. And I find myself, ever since the camp on a Saturday evening, which was beautiful, with the brothers, and then even post camp, just the discussions and then the testimonies and the stories that the brothers were sharing. Man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and it was so uplifting, and I'm so thankful that I was able to be a part of that, and to hear what the brothers go through, because sometimes sometimes it only feels like you're the only one out here going through hell, which we're not, but I'm not the one to crying out my problems to people, but yeah, it was just hearing just the things that brothers have gone through, and just how it spiritually builds you up, and makes you stronger in this walk. It's all stuff that are getting us ready for the ultimate test. The ultimate test of endurance. Is coming. Yes, we're enduring now, but the way that we're gonna have to endure the craziness, that is gonna fall upon this world is we don't even know. We don't even know. We can only imagine, but we don't even know, because it's going to be a time like never before. It's going to be a horrible time. It's going to be a horrible time for this, for these nations, for Esau. Yes, it's going to be a trying time for us, but it's also going to be a beautiful time because, that just shows that that the kingdom of Yahweh Shem El Shai is, it's at hand. It's close. It's close and it's close and it's close. So, just the faith, has to be at an all-time high level to be able to get through this time of Jacob's trouble. And the Lord is telling us, we'll be saved out of it. You endure, you keep it, you keep the patience, you'll be saved out of it. And because of the things that each of us go through now, when that time comes, we'll be hardened. Like the elder out of Montreal had said, Napash, he was saying, it's like we're gonna be, we're gonna just be cold, it's like, stone cold, we're gonna be, the Lord is just gonna harden us, you gotta believe that, because nothing but death is gonna be, nothing but death is gonna be messing up this world, this place, and that's why the faith, our faith and our patience in Yahweh Shem El Shai is, has to be next level. So I'm gonna read this again, Jeremiah 30:7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. This is Isaiah 26 and verse 3. You will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you, all whose thoughts are fixed on you. Trust in the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, always. For the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power is the eternal rock. He is our rock. He is our. He's our everything. He's our foundation. He's our foundation to life. And we just gotta trust him. We gotta trust in him, pray to him, cry out to him, serve him. No matter what. No matter what we're going through now, and no matter what it is that we're gonna face in the near future. Very near future. Because Jacob's trouble is something that is no joke. It is something that is gonna happen. It is something that you see these people. I'm just, chilling outside and seeing these people drive by. They're walking, exercising. These people, everyone is gonna have to go through the time of Jacob's trouble. And many people ain't gonna get through it. Many people are gonna die. Many people are gonna give in to Esau's trickery, that MOTB, and be judged. Many people are just gonna be caught up in a whole bunch of judgment. But us that serve Yahweh Shem El Shai, we're gonna trust, we're gonna lean onto that rock. And we're not gonna let go. And we're not gonna let go no matter how rough things get. I'm talking to myself. No matter how rough it gets, You know, I'm really trying to work on that. Just like not I want to get Lord willing, I want to get to a mental space. I want my faith to be so high that these trials and tribulations and things of the world don't even phase me. You know, they don't phase you because you've been through so much. You know, and Lord willing, that's what the Lord I pray is doing with me now, with the things that I'm going through. You know, to get me ready for that ultimate test. You know, that ultimate test of endurance, that hour of temptation. That is going to be tried upon the whole world. Because we're gonna lose a lot of stuff. We're gonna lose jobs, we're gonna lose homes, family members. All for the sake of serving Yahweh Shem Shai. And that's something you got to come to grips with. You got to be mentally prepared. We can't be scared of that stuff. This guy's a mod. People out here weird. It's just straight weird. There's full on 6-lane traffic and this man is just trying to walk across the road. people be bugging, yo. people gonna be bugging more in this time of Jacob's trouble. This is Psalms 37:3. Trust in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. So you gotta trust, and trusting in the Lord is not, is more than just saying it. It's easy to say it, but to live by it, to go through the things and still trust in him, to hit rock bottom and still trust in him. That's true faith. That's true belief. As long as we're trusting in him, he's, all like he said, all our desires are gonna be met. All our desires, everything. The Lord is gonna take care of us. Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna take care of us. And you gotta believe it. You have to believe in that in these times that are coming. When things get real shaky, when it gets real dangerous out here. Hebrews 10:23. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promise. We can't waver in this thing. You can't be so. You can't be doubtful. You can't doubt the power of the Lord. Like those testimonies that the brothers are sharing this past weekend, you can't doubt. You can't doubt. You gotta believe. You gotta believe. And I'm speaking to myself. I'm looking into the mirror. When I say this, you gotta believe. Gotta believe and keep trusting him. Keep doing the work. Keep doing the work. Don't take your hand off the plow, no matter how hard it gets. No matter how uphill that battle may feel or test, whatever it is that we're going through. And I don't know, the Spirit just is on me to be making, a lot of videos, about, like faith and endurance and patience and trust, and maybe because I need it, you know. Doing, we do these videos, you know, but it's also therapeutic, it's because more times we need it, and maybe some brethren out there need to hear it as well, so you gotta hold fast on the Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and believe in him, trust in him. He controls everything. He he could switch up things on, at the bat of an eye. Things that seem impossible to us. There's nothing that's impossible to our Heavenly Father. But he's gonna test you. He's gonna put you through it to see if you truly, really believe. Jeremiah 32:27. Behold, I am the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the power of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? Nothing is too hard for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Nothing. And that's the beauty of being a servant for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That we serve the living God, the living power, that nothing is too hard for him. Anything he wants to do, anything that his will is righteousness. All his ways are righteousness. There's nothing too hard for him. There's nothing too impossible for him. That's a blessing. It's a blessing to know that. It's a blessing to be serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai. In the midst of all the the turmoil, there's nothing too hard for him. He can get you out of any situation. He can perform any miracle. And these are the things we're gonna have to believe. These are the things we have to believe. Because in Jacob's trouble, in Jacob's trouble, his power is gonna be shown. His power is gonna be shown. Certain brothers are gonna get spiritual powers. Certain brothers are gonna go through some, crazy miraculous things. Just thinking about that just put a smile on my face. Because nothing is too impossible for him. Where this world makes you think that certain things are impossible. Nothing is impossible for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because he controls everything. Everything through him is possible. This is Matthew 6, one of my favorite precepts. Matthew 6 and the NIV. Jumping down to verse jumping down, get right to the point. Verse 33, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry. Read that again, because I need to hear it. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has its trouble of its own. Continue to seek him. Don't fall out. Just don't stop doing the work. Don't start losing faith. You know, when things get tough. You know, believe in him, trust in him. Trust in Yahweh Shem Shai. He's all we got. He's all we got. 2 Timothy 4:7, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. You know, this is what we're enduring. This is what we're striving to do. Trying to put up that good fight, and we're trying to finish. And how do we do that? Is by keeping the faith. Keeping the faith in our power and never losing hope. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteousness judge, shall give me on that day, and not to me only, but to all them also that love his appearing. We're all fighting for that crown. You know, our individual crown. You know, every elect member is gonna have his own crown. You know, that's what we're striving for. So, you know, that's gonna do it for this video. You know, the point is, you know, that the times that we're coming into, time of Jacob's trouble, is gonna be a serious test of faith. You know, Jacob's trouble is going to be the ultimate test of endurance. So I'd like to close out by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace, and blessing, and safety to all the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Lord willing, this was edifying, and until the next one, Shalom.